Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.
Hi, this is Ron Kincher. This is a Business Spotlight brought to you by the Bank of Springfield. We are joined by entrepreneur Nicole Taylor. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you got a lot going on. All right, so you're a student at U of I, a senior this year, and you do social media things for companies, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You work for your dad's outfitters, correct?
Yep, my family's outfitters, yep.
Yes, and you also play a role at the Gardner Camp. What do you do over at Gardner Camp?
Yes, I'm the Assistant Director of Programming and Administration down there. I've been down there for about 3 years, and it is such a rewarding job.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of your platform and you're also Miss Volunteer Illinois now, right?
Yep, Miss Illinois Volunteer.
So how is that different than the other stuff you've done as far as pageants go?
Yes, so I have previously competed in the Miss America organization,
right.
So this is very similar. The only difference is just the scholarship is still the same, but there is a difference between fitness. So in the Miss America organization, you compete in fitness versus Miss Volunteer America, you compete in swimsuit. So I'm really excited to compete in swimsuit.
All right, cool. So your platform has always conveyed nature, correct?
Yes.
And we're going to talk about your book here that you wrote about nature, your first ever published children's book.
Yes.
So your work at Gardner involves nature. A lot of your other stuff involves nature. So how did you come about falling in love with nature?
Well, I grew up in Mount Sterling,
mm-hmm.
Illinois, and it is a very rich deer hunting community. So I grew up with it. I tell everyone it was almost in my blood. I mean, K through 12, we have something called Deer Day off. Like, it's
mm-hmm.
a celebrated holiday. Everyone goes deer hunting. No one goes to school that day. Like, that's just how you describe my community. Mm-hmm. And so for me, growing up, hunting and the outdoors was something normal. I grew up
mm-hmm.
on a farm. I'm the 5th generation to grow up there. And I grew up going hunting and fishing and just being immersed in the outdoors my entire life. And that was something that I always felt truly like myself, like no other sort of hobby. And so since growing up, I really just took that and ran with that in every single avenue within my life.
Right. But why do you think why did you make it your platform, though? Why do you think nature is so important for kids to get involved in?
It's extremely important, especially with the upcoming generation, just with technology. Mm-hmm. One big thing I'm studying actually in college right now is called nature deficit disorder.
Really?
Yes,
okay.
It is a thing. So kids nowadays are not experiencing time in the outdoors because they're so glued to cell phones or TVs or just being stuck inside. Therefore, they're not fully developing all of their senses. Mm-hmm. And so that is causing a lot of issues with our upcoming youth.
But you're that part of the generation, though, as far as the phones and all that. Now, do you see that with some of the friends you had through high school and grade school that they were glued to their phones too?
I do, absolutely.
So you've actually seen, okay, and
yes.
They now have a disorder.
Yes, it's now a disorder.
And
yep.
It's actually clinically diagnosed. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
And that's a big part of what Gardner Camp does too.
Yes, just getting the kids outdoors, making it known that there's so many benefits and that truly everyone belongs outdoors. It doesn't matter if you come from a city or a farm or your background, what you look like mm-hmm. or how you identify. There's a place in the outdoors for everyone, and that's really what my book talks about.
That great segue into your book. So the book is called Everyone Belongs in Nature.
Yes.
So, and this was something you want to do for the last few years, correct?
Yes, it's something I've always wanted to do. It took about a year to actually go through and do the whole process, but one of my really big goals was to keep everything local. Mm-hmm. So everything from the illustrator to getting the photography done to the studio, everything was done locally. And
the illustrator is Patrick Milford, and he was a big part of the pageants as you're going through that process,
yep.
right?
He was a sponsor of my very first pageant. And that's how I actually got into contact with him. But he is a Quincy native, and he's an awesome guy. So
what age group is this book aimed at?
Well, lately I've actually been doing classroom visits mm-hmm. with this book, which has been so fun. I've actually gotten to speak to over 500 youth
That's
so
awesome.
far.
Yeah.
But genuinely, it's about kindergarten into second grade
So
is
it's
a
your
good
basic
age group.
Your basic picture book.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and then the one thing. So what's basically the book about? I mean, we've talked about what your passion is. Everybody should be in nature, and that's what the title of the book is. But that is the theme throughout the story then?
Yes. So there's different characters within the book, and every single one of them has something unique and different about them. Whether that's an obstacle that they have to get over, whether that's being from the city or the country, or being young or old. Every single one of the characters is different, and every single one of them enjoys a different outdoor activity. So they all come together at the end, and it really just advocates that there is a place in the outdoors for everyone, and it can be unique and different.
And a big part of what you wanted to get across in this was the inclusivity, correct,
Yes.
of the world. Why was that a big importance for you for this book?
It's so important for me because I grew up personally without a role model that I could look up to in the outdoors that looked like me. There's a lot.
Oh, no.
Yes.
You're going to cry. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. There just was not a lot of female representation growing up whenever it came to the outdoors. And so that's a really big drive for me, is to be the role model that I never had. So it's just really important to show everyone that different faces and different characters can have a place in the outdoors.
So if somebody wants to get a hold of the book, they can order it off Amazon,
Yes.
correct? And hopefully it'll be in some stores locally soon. And if they want to contact you about visiting classrooms and stuff like that, just look for Nicole Taylor on Facebook or something along those lines, I'm guessing?
Nicole Taylor, and then TikTok and Instagram is Nicole A. Taylor 2004.
Okay, well, thanks for coming in and telling your story, and good luck.
Yes, thank you so much.
So one more question, though. The biggest challenge, the biggest fear you had when throwing this thing together?
It would not be a success.
That's
That's
right.
always a fear whenever it comes to launching something new. But just having faith, and I always tell myself that God gave me a dream for a reason. He planted something for a reason, and I know that He'll persevere and He'll provide for me. So that's just what kept me going.
All right, Nicole Taylor, this has been the Business Spotlight, brought to you by the Bank of Springfield.
Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.